Okay, well, let me wait until numbers start showing up. I'm going to let everybody know over on the Twitter that I am on the air. And a little bit of tech. Well, I see I've got a few people on here. If you can be patient with me for just a second. I had intended on making a broadcast tonight. Unfortunately, some material that I need in order to live stream is not available, and I have had a software crash that is preventing me uh, from coming on my desktop. And so, what I'm having to do is come in basically coming on my desktop. Yeah, I'm coming in on my desktop or on my mobile like I would if I was on the road. Um, but I guess what I can do at this stage is um, I think I'll discuss something else. And the subject of what I was going to do in the cause and effect will be live streamed tomorrow. Now, one of the things I'm going to get into is an individual by the name of Punisher for Truth. I think Punisher for Truth ought to change her name to Punisher of Truth because over on BitChute she has been uh, posting some highly defamatory material about me. She says I'm a member of the Finders Club, whatever the hell that is. And she's reinforcing Tim Holmes' false narrative that I am a uh, pedophile of some kind with absolutely no proof. Now, she says she's done all this checking, and it's clear she has not because she would have found the proof that I am not guilty of the charges that she has lodged against me, and she would also find out that uh, Tim Holmseth is, for the most part, guilty of everything he states or that we have stated about him. Now, this is a rather peculiar deal. Whoops, let me. I got to get back to where I was here. I'm using. Well, hater of bullies, welcome, welcome, Alexandra. And I certainly, oh, is Levi on right now? I'm probably right over the top of his show. But the only reason I've come in briefly is to let everybody know that I was scheduled to come on. I had a telephone call which delayed me, and for some odd reason, my PC is not allowing my video and my microphone to come on the PC. So I had to go over and come on through my phone. And so this is what I'm doing tonight. So, and the phone does not allow, excuse me, I'm adjusting on the fly here. There we go. Trying to get this up. Okay, Levi, usually you come on Saturday. I didn't want to step on your show. I did have something that I was going to discuss tonight, but for some reason, StreamYard is not allowing my camera to come on, and it's not allowing my microphone to come on. So I'm having to come in on this, my Galaxy, and it's the software for mobile on StreamYard is extremely limited. I'm not able to put on what I want to put on. So I guess what we can do is have a general chat. And I don't even think I don't know if I'm going to be able to allow call-ins tonight because I have no way how to copy and paste that. So this is basically it's going to be just a short show, just to um, talk about things in general. Uh, dog for sheep. Okay. That's an interesting name. Welcome. Be sure to register and hit the notification button. Uh, Now, I will be coming on the air tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I am hoping by then to have this software issue resolved. Um, there's a couple of issues that came up, and right on top of everything, I had a fairly urgent phone call. And when I listened to the phone call, I figured, well, with this additional information, I'm going to have to study it and see if I'm going to put it into the intended stream or if I'm going to hold it over until tomorrow. We are not going to have any doxing, hater or bully, so there's that. Um, I am trying to um, get away from the soap opera thing. I guess now, what I'm going to touch on something that happened during the week. Uh, over on bitch or over on her other account, Task Force had made a comment about uh, Timothy Charles Holmseth had stuff destroyed on his hard drive. And so what I did is I went over there just for giggles, and I told Task Force that no, nothing was destroyed on the laptop. No hard drives were destroyed. Nothing was thrown away. Every single solitary thing that belonged to Holmeseth is in his possession. There is no confidential information or anything like that. And within 10 minutes of me posting that on BitChute, I was blocked. Uh, now, I said, okay, since you are going to block me, I am going to block her. Now, there must be something going on Twitter with Task Force that she felt it necessary to uh, block me. So I turned around and I blocked her. Uh, yeah, dog for sheep. If you subscribe, it just helps my numbers. It's not necessary to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. The more people you get on a channel, the better it is. So I would appreciate it if people would like and subscribe. If you don't, that's your prerogative. There's no requirement, and I'll leave it at that. For me starting up on a hurry here, it's um, getting a few people. I didn't expect a lot because of this thing being delayed an hour and then not doing it all when I wanted. It's not going to be a very long broadcast. I may clock out of here 10 o'clock or so because um, this, just thing caught me completely off guard. And with the mobile version of this app, I'm not able to do a whole hell of a lot. Basically, I'm able to chat and, talk on the air and chat with you folks, and that's the extent of it. And while I'm at it, I'm going to say hello to everybody. I've got Lee in here, Charlie Breach in here, Dog for Sheep, who seems to be a new user. Lipstick Pundits in here. So, we've got a lot of the regulars checking in and saying hi, and I appreciate that. We got two people that gave me the down thumb. I don't know why, but, you can't please everybody. Now, we also had this deal with Kyle Rittenhouse. He was acquitted of all charges. Now, on the legal end of it, I suppose that the jury did the right thing in acquitting him of everything. The guy was running away. These people were chasing after him. And, the evidence says that he in self-defense shot him. And under the Wisconsin uh, self-defense ordinances, the guy was justified in shooting the guy with the skateboard and shooting the guy with waving the gun around. Because the guy testified that yes, he did have the gun and so forth. Uh, Hater of bullies, it's obvious where you're going with this. And uh, I'm going to answer this way. Nobody knows where Timothy and Randy are. They could be anywhere. Timmy and Randy are both fugitives. There are, oh, I see, we've got Punisher for truth here. Well, I'm only going to tell the truth, Punisher, and you came in a little late. I mean, you have made accusations about me over on BitChute that are quite false. But getting back to hater bullies, Timothy Charles Homestead is got a warrant out for his arrest in the state of Minnesota. He ran away from a court appearance. He was charged with stalking. He has 4 charges total. He's been found guilty of 1 of them, and he served time. You can check the records in the county where the trial was held. He ran away from the other one, and that is the effect there. You know, Tim Homestead is too much of a coward to appear in court to answer his charges. And he says kangaroo court and all this, but it's the same court that just, oh, really? Let me go over to BitChute, since you say you're not on BitChute. Because I want to check something here, because you may be impersonated. Okay, we go. I don't want that stupid thing. Oops. Trying to do. I find it interesting that people say no, they're not, when there is proof that yes, they are. So we go to BitChute Homestead. Oh no, Tim Homestead hasn't been on his BitChute channel, and I don't know how long. But the last entry for this high command was on November 11th. And if we go down through the comments there, okay, we have, you've got yourself, and I am corrected, Punisher for truth. While you are biased and everything, it is somebody that is calling themselves Evil Destroyer that is making false accusations on there. But you have made comments on my YouTube channel that are defamatory. Yeah, because that's the thing. We've got Evil Destroyer, we've got Punisher for truth, and something else for truth. There's several of these going around, and there's someone going around that has your skeleton thing for a that stupid song is coming on. I hope that's not bleeding over. But anyway, there's people that are making false accusations about me. Randy Erickson not only gave out my address, but she posted a photo of my house. So I have been doxxed by Randy Erickson. Randy Erickson is also supposedly the head of whatever this PPTF thing is. That makes her a public figure. And because Randy Erickson is a public figure, this so-called doxing usually doesn't apply. Plus, Randy Erickson is also now has several restraining orders against her. Um, and I believe it's up to 4 or 5. I'm not sure, but she's got quite a few restraining orders against her. And under the law, uh, people have the right to find Randy Erickson so that she can be served with these restraining orders. That is why Randy Erickson and Timmy Homestead are on their sightseeing too. They are not in danger of any way, shape, or form. Remember, Timothy Homestead has declared that he has 6 Navy SEALs protecting him. You remember that? Way back around the time this court case happened, Timmy's talking about having all these Navy SEALs talking about it. Timmy Homestead also declares that he is third in line to the former president of the United States. So I am sure that he could call uh, the former president through the middleman and ask uh, for help in getting protection. And as I have said before, nobody wants to waste their time on Timmy. They certainly are not going to risk their freedom or risk the gas chamber or electric chair to kill him because he's not worth it. The only thing people are trying to do is to get justice served. Tim Homestead and Randy Erickson are running around making false accusations that can get me and other people killed and injured. You start going around bragging to people and that you know for sure that I am a serial killer of teenagers and children, and you make these declarations and you, uh, you know, notify law enforcement that I should be investigated because of 2 murders in Delphi or the Jan Bernanke case or any of these others, uh, you know, that that's putting my personal safety in jeopardy. I have to have a firearm in this house because of Tim Homestead and Randy Erickson. They both have threatened to come down on private property to my house. Um, and so there's that. Yeah, Alex, they should delete their shit, but they ain't about to do it. And for some reason, we're getting uh, it looks like uh, YouTube is um, censoring comments, and that's another thing that this this Punisher came up with. Is he accused me of deleting their comment, and it's not. Uh, it's not me that's doing it. YouTube has an algorithm, and if they see something they don't like, they are going to delete it. I had the same complaint from someone else, Michelle Nicole, if I pronounce that right. She accused me of deleting comments, and I said no, I'm not deleting them. YouTube is the one that. Lee Astro is a username over on Twitter. In the beginning, I used to know who she was, but now nobody knows who this person is. Astro has claimed not to be the original Astro. I have no idea. I can't read Astro's account. She has me blocked there. So she is someone that does not like Alex and Levi. And by extension, she doesn't like Kim Picasio either. So, Punisher, if you're going to call me a liar, I'm going to ban you from here. Now, if you want to complain to YouTube, you go over to YouTube and you ask them why the comments are deleted. Uh, you know, you're only here at my good graces. You are clearly on the side of Homestead and Erickson and all those other screwballs over on that other channel, you clearly are in here to create trouble, and quite frankly, you're not welcome. You've got your own YouTube channel you can play around with. I don't understand why people that have all this problem with me come in here. It's kind of stupid. I don't go to your channel. I don't go over there to their channel. And all of a sudden, you're over here arguing with people, just like this comment you just made to Alex. Uh, I don't understand it. Uh, you know, I got what, 23 people watching this channel? Well, what understanding did we have? Um, just to remind me and everybody else, what is this understanding we have? And I'm going to ask you point blank, Punisher for truth, do you believe I'm a pedophile? Do you believe all the accusations that have been made against me by Timothy Charles Homestead and Randy Lynn Erickson, as well as this owner of Lion News up in Minnesota? And I'm waiting. Tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, that was my phone call. I was talking to Canada. It's almost as much fun as talking to the FBI when you're talking to the RCMP. Weird. I didn't expect that one. Uh, Punisher for Truth, the laws in the United States aren't nearly as strong as they are in Canada because of the First Amendment. Um, it's too bad you didn't do your research. There was a Canadian national that found out just how strict their laws were up there. And once again, I have to remind you that Timothy Charles Homestead and Randy Lynn Erickson are constantly making false accusations. Why is this thing not working? Oh, there it goes. Constantly making false accusations against me on their channel. And this, individual that owns this online website is doing the same thing. And Punisher for Truth got timed out. I didn't do that, Punisher, so don't go whining to me that you got timed out. People in here have the right to be respected, and you are not respecting the rights of my people. And I really wish that people that don't like this channel would not come in here. As a small channel, I'm trying to conduct a chat and so forth. Well, hater of bullies, we don't even know who Astro is anymore. I used to be able to tell who Astro was simply by a telephone call. And Astro has never called me to verify that she is the current owner of that account. So I have to assume that whoever is running Astro's account is an unknown individual. We have no idea who's running that account. So, there we are. Now, just to bring up another touchy little subject here, I'm going to get into Mr. Rittenhouse, as I tried to do before. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges. He can't be tried again in criminal court. There's the possibility, of course, that he's going to be tried in federal court. As I've stated previously, I more or less agree with the verdict of the jury. The jury did their job. I'm not going to argue with the jury. The kid is free to do what he wants. There apparently is going to be a propaganda / documentary by Fox News about him, which is kind of interesting at the timing of that. He went right on the very day he was acquitted and took part in the video. And his defense lawyer stated that he kicked the Fox News camera crew out of the office on several occasions. So um, now there's the old rumors going around that the Proud Boys is going to go around and they're going to stock bodies up like cordwood. But if I were the Proud Boys, you might want to get better body armor and you might want to start wearing head protection because the Rittenhouse defense can now be used by people, say, the Black Lives Matter protesters, who can go into court and say, well, my life was threatened. I was in fear of my safety. There's all these guys running around with guns, and the guy I shot and killed pointed a his gun at me, so I shot him so that he wouldn't shoot me. We're going to see that. We're going to see a lot of confrontations where people use stand your ground and similar laws to kill off the opponent. So everybody wants a civil war. We are going to get a civil war. Now, let me take a look at this little argument we're having here. Alex, you might be right, you might be wrong. We have no idea, at least I don't, of who Hader is. So I guess, I don't know what to say here because I don't like to tell people what to do, but I don't know who Hater Bullies is. I don't know who Astro is because everybody wants to hide behind all these usernames and not say who they actually are. Now, usernames are fine, but if you are not going to reveal yourselves as to who you actually are, well, Golden Mare, you may be right. I don't know. But I'm basing what's going on here with the Rittenhouse. This guy basically argued that he was running away and people were chasing him. A guy attacked him with a skateboard, which is why he got shot. The other guy was pointing a gun at him. And, there's that. Well, hater of bullies, I don't know who you are. If you want to send me a private email or something and tell me who you might be, because all I see here is a name or a username, hater of bullies. I don't see a name. Now, I have a Twitter account, I have a Gmail account, and if you want to send me your something that I can verify that you're the same person that I knew in 2016, then that's fine. I don't give out information on who is who. I know who about a dozen people using names, and I don't give out their legal name. And just for shits and giggles, why? Well, hater of bullies. At the time, I didn't know who Radio was. And I'm not sure who Sammy is that you're talking about. But what we found out is that Radio News was running around faking a lot of accounts. She created hundreds of accounts, and some of these accounts were people that were positive towards me and people that were negative towards me and positive towards Levi, Randy, and Kim, and negative to Randy, Levi, and Alex. Alex, Levi, and Kim. Radio News was instigating a lot of fights. There was a lot of bad information around. Everybody got paranoid, so we were suspicious of any account that came up. And what was found out through a lot of investigation is that Radio was a fraud. She was getting everybody all worked up and flying flying around each other and getting into arguments, all for the shits and giggles. We found out who she was. We found out what she was not. She was not a mechanical engineer. She was not an electrical engineer. She was a disgruntled telephone operator for AT&T who got laid off in the massive layoffs that AT&T uh, took part in when they started uh, automating their system. Good evening, Macy Beam. Welcome. Well, again, Golden Mare, I stated earlier that his uh, ruling, his acquittal, was justified, that uh, the jury saw things in there that said, okay, the kid was attacked, uh, somebody pointed a gun at him, so on and so forth. So he was justified under Wisconsin law to use deadly force. And so that's that. The problem here is that a lot of people are going to use this as an excuse for violence. There's news reports that um, the Proud Boys are going to um, start building up bodies like cordwood. Uh, Proud Boys, these guys that like to carry around firearms and look like they're the SEAL Team 6 or, something. And, they are white supremacists, they're bigots, they're racist. And, it's just a matter of time. We're going to see another one of these where somebody's going to get shot, killed, and somebody's going to say, uh, you know, they're going to say, okay, Rittenhouse did it, so I was able to do it. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, but that's it. Yeah, I agree, Macy. He should not have been there. Now, it may have been his legal right, but 17-year-old kids are not going to use the best judgment. Um, there's a lot of 17-year-old kids out there that do some stupid and crazy things, and that includes people over at Black Lives Matter. I mean, I'm not giving them a free ride at all. I mean, there's enough fault to go around. I don't believe in people running around burning buildings and looting stores. I think it's ridiculous. But uh, Golden Mare, I don't only listen to social media. I don't only listen to mainstream media. I do a lot of research. Uh, I find multiple sources and so forth. And I also listen when I can to these various court cases. I follow court cases. I've done it for decades. And the Rittenhouse case was very similar to the Zimmerman case here in Florida. Uh, Zimmerman got acquitted because he did basically the same defense. And, um, right or wrong, it's my opinion that we are going to see this happen again. And so, it's just that people are going to argue this thing to death. People are going to argue one way, people are going to argue the other. It's the nature of society. We are an extremely, well, fine, hater bully. I gave you an out. You refused to take it. Um, I know you and Murtathon met in person and plotted. Well, I'm glad you did. I'd like to have proof of that. Uh, because I am, I don't know. You pretty well made up your mind. You know, you made up your mind before you came in here, so there's no having a adult discussion with you, a hater. So bye. You know, I can understand. I just again, we're talking about 2016, and earlier. I mean, this is 5 years later. This is 2021, 2022, and we're still talking about the same bullshit. Um, you know, go form your own YouTube channel. Go somewhere. I just, ugh. But my sole purpose for discussing Randy and Timmy and these other people is the false information they're putting out about me on their channel. I have told them 100,000 times if they would shut up and leave me alone, I would leave them alone. Take the bullshit off the internet and leave me the hell alone. But they refuse to do it. Instead of doing that, they repeat the same lies over and over again, and they have put my safety in jeopardy as a result. I have had death threats. I have had people get on BitChute and say I should be executed and so forth. And there's, I, at this point, Alex, I don't know if a restraining order is going to do any good. These people are running around the country. They are not in the state where they can even be served. Yeah, they can violate them. You can put up an article in the newspaper, but nobody's going to go down into Tennessee or Arizona, wherever the hell these people are, and arrest them. I sat back and waited to see what effect these restraining orders that you have put out there that have been published to see what they're going to do. And I really don't see where it's going to benefit me to file one of these things right now. And it's too late. I mean, filing a restraining order is not going to get the stuff removed from the internet. Perfect example is someone used a blog article that you wrote back, and you had Printy did it. They found it on the Wayback Machine and they published it. A restraining order is not going to get stuff like that removed. It's always going to be out there for people to find. These accusations against me are going to be out there forever. There's nothing that can be done about it, and I don't see what a restraining order is going to do. I can say, okay, don't come within 300 feet of my house. And they may violate it, they may not. But if they violate it, they may be going home in a body bag, because I have the legal right to defend my property. So they better think long and hard before they come anywhere near my house. Well, the thing of it is, Alex, nothing gets removed. You can't remove a link. You can remove the body of the stuff, but you can't. The link is there forever, because I don't know how many dead links there are up there. No, I'm not mad at Alex. I'm trying to make a point. I can have a discussion with somebody without being mad at them. The people that filed these restraining orders were justified in filing them. But I tried to file one of these restraining orders, and the court rejected it here in Florida. I would have to file an out-of-state restraining order. But the thing about these restraining orders is that, yeah, they're out there. You've got a warrant for their arrest coming up. But these are misdemeanors. And because they're misdemeanors, as long as these people stay out of the state of Minnesota, they cannot be arrested. No out-of-state law enforcement agency is going to have the authority to arrest either one of them. But there is a problem for these two. There are federal investigations being done of a number of these people. Timothy and Randy are both under federal investigation because they made false statements to the Judge Advocate General and to the law enforcement part of the military bases they've been calling. They have also made false accusations to law enforcement, and these are under investigation. There's a lot going on that Tim and Randy don't know about. Glow, I don't think I can get them to call in on my mobile phone. I'm having to broadcast on the mobile phone because I'm having technical difficulties. So that part, call-ins are probably going to happen tomorrow night, and I don't expect anybody to call in. The last time I had a call was some QAnon idiot who once played a pre-recording, and the other basically just used it to troll my channel and disappeared. And it's you know one of the reasons this is so discouraging is I can't have a decent show here because of all these trolls that come in here and make trouble. And that's people get invited and people don't show up. So what are you going to do? Why have I got a picture of somebody eating peanut butter? Mert Defender called in. When did Mert Defender call in? Oh, Mert Defender. Yeah, I know Mert Defender called in, but um, Mert Defender also had issues with me, and she recently changed her mind, and she told me why. Um, but again, people change their mind all the time. I had my biggest shift. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Okay, anybody hear me? Yeah. Uh, Actually, I'm probably gonna. Let's see. I got 16 in here. I may wind up having to shut this down. Because it's. Um, did you and Mert Defender meet and plot in Sorrento? No. Um, I'm not sure who you think Mert Defender is. I'm not absolutely sure who she is. I have a hunch who she is, and if it's who I think it is, we met in Sorrento, but we did not plot anything. It was basically the last time I ever saw Mert Defender in person, if that's who it is. And if you know who it is, you would understand the significance of why I was on good terms with Mert Defender, but I don't have the authority to reveal who that person is. And for that reason, we just are going to have to leave it there. But again, we're talking about something that happened way, way back a long time ago. I haven't been in Sorrento in a good long time. Um, yes, me and Bert Defender met at my house. I just said that. But what did not happen was that there was any plotting. Um, we met shortly before I had to move, and that's that. I don't know where Fireman John is. You know, he probably has things to do. This broadcast is started erratically. I didn't have enough time to give people notice. I think people came in, saw that I wasn't on the air at 9 o'clock, and went away. Uh, I have got to find out what's going on with my PC and why I cannot get uh, StreamYard on my PC. I can get the utility, but I can't get the darn audio um, or video, and I couldn't get the audio either. I don't know what the hell happened. Um, for whatever reason, the uh, PC decided not to cooperate, and I've got to go in and I've got to test things out and figure out what's going on. So I'm going to be spending the better part of tomorrow working on this because the subject that I had planned on discussing tonight requires the PC. I can't do it without it. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. A lot of this stuff going on with hater bullies and uh, Mert Defender came out of the Trenton Duckett, Kaylee Anthony days, and subsequent stuff that happened between then and now. And a lot of this stuff, people went on, moved away, did other things, and now all of a sudden we're discussing something that happened 4, 5, 10 years ago. That I don't understand. Uh, I don't think Fireman John's been in here. I don't recall seeing him. This is a little later than usual, so he may have other stuff that he's doing. If anybody sees him, tell him I said hello. Um, there's just one of those things. People are doing things. It's getting close to Thanksgiving. I wonder what everybody's going to do for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it is kind of hard to keep up, but yeah, firemen have got to put out the dumpster fires. Well, he could be lurking. You never know. If he is, say hi. Um, but this has probably been the worst broadcast night I've had in a while. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. These uh, PPTF supporters come in here and try and disrupt things. They leave their thumbs down, and then, I guess they get their jollies out of this. Do I support Jeremiah Reagan? Well, Jeremiah has moved on. I haven't heard anything about Jeremiah in years. We did get along for a while, because there was a brief time that Jeremiah and I talked on the internet. Cynthia Absug, that case is still scheduled for January. I will be going to Castle Rock, Colorado to cover that on location live, the same way I did the last time I was up there. I'm having a difficult time getting information about that case because, number one, it's hard to get public information from the court, and number two, the case is partially sealed. Jeremiah Bader, yeah, he was lucky in some ways, I guess, and in some ways he wasn't lucky because of the Haley Cummings case. Everybody nitpicked everybody around the case. They spent more time arguing about Kim and other people in that case rather than arguing about where the child was. The whole thing turned into a soap opera, and the case got so bad that Texas Equus said that they are never, ever coming to Florida to do another search. They were quite angry at everything that went on down here. They had enough problems with Casey Anthony, and then when they went up to do the Haley Cummings search, it was a fiasco, and they said they will never come back to Florida again. He was angry. Well, Levi Page is lucky. He's got an enviable career, and he's doing fine. But people are out there holding these old grudges. They can't leave things alone, and I don't understand it. There's people out there that did things to me, and I don't hold a grudge. I've had long talks with people that I felt did me wrong, and we came to certain agreements, and we have moved on, and we have gotten to be friends over the years. Things change, circumstances change, and people change. But the problem is there are people like Tim Holmseth and Randy Erickson that like to dredge up the past and use things that happened in the past to sorry, I got sidetracked reading some of these comments. But we've resolved our differences and we have moved on. Tim and Randy have this burr up their ass, and they just go around spreading lies, defamation, and libel, and they won't stop. They have no conscience, and they have no moral compass whatsoever. Well, the thing with it is, this thing with Levi and Kim and Alex and by hater of bullies is actually just getting buried in the past. People are not people just can't move on. They have got to keep the same garbage over and over again. Well, Golden Mare, I haven't heard about that yet, and I don't know why they would not want to use current DNA. I would like to see that case solved once and for all. And right now, they don't have any answers. Hater boys, if I said that, that was simply an opinion. I don't think there was preying on younger men. These things happen all the time. It's really none of my damn business. I mean, um, you know, that's what's happening with uh, Tim and Randy. They're a decade apart in age. You know, she's going after younger men. Who do I think killed Ken Benet Ramsey? It's hard to say. You know, the difficulty here is that the child was killed in the house, and it's you know, there has not been any clear-cut evidence as to who may have killed her. But was it somebody that was at the house that night? Possibly. I don't know. Um, there was talk of, I guess it was the son or cousin or something that might have done it, motive and opportunity, but we don't know. But the mother was acquitted. Um, Law enforcement did a terrible job of investigating that case. And they've got things so screwed up out there, I don't know as if they'll ever solve it. And this, it's just unfortunate that they can't get this case on. Or there was I think it was an 86-year-old cold case that was just solved, or maybe young, maybe 68 or something, that was just solved. It was a rape case. The guy that did it was dead, but they were able to prove with DNA between his DNA and his daughter's DNA that he was her sister, maybe, that he was guilty of the rape of that woman. So, but the thing about Tim and Randy, I don't care if they have a romantic involvement or not. I mean, there was the lawsuit that Tim and Randy threatened to sue me with, used Randy Holmseth as part of her name. Well, if I said it, I said it. That was then, this is now. Uh, but again, it's nobody's business. We can have an opinion that people shouldn't be doing that, but it happens every day. You know, there's probably hundreds of thousands of people throughout this country and the world that are decades difference in ages, and it happens. You know, is it right or wrong? Who knows? But in the end, it's an opinion, and we should. It's none of our damn business. I mean, if they do it, they do it. But why? Why get involved in the soap opera? It's like this thing with Tim and Randy. If they're doing it, fine. That's their business. I think it's stupid, but if they're doing it, they're doing it. Uh, but my concern with Tim and Randy is the false statements that they are putting out there about me and others that are putting our safety and security at risk because some dim-witted vigilante is liable to come along and shoot us because they read on social media that I've been accused of being a serial child rapist and serial child killer, trafficking children, and all this other horse shit that they've been putting out there. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it. This business with filing restraining orders ain't going to do a damn thing. They're going to keep doing it. And it's just, and the damage is already done. There's a decade's worth of this garbage on the internet. There's nothing I can do about it. I have talked to lawyers, I have talked to IT professionals, and there is no way of getting this shit off the internet. Period. People sit there and they Google my name and Google my username and see all this garbage up there. And, you know, and people say, well, why don't you go out and get a job? Well, I had a $53,000 a year job lined up with a company car, easy job. They did a background check, and specifically because of Timmy A. Holmes's blog, I was turned down for the job. All because of that blog. So, employers check social media. And well, Golden Mirror, if I can get a link to it, I'll check it out just for just for the heck of seeing, what's going on with that case. But it really bothers me that law enforcement does not want to use current DNA. You know, law enforcement should be about the truth. They should want to get to the truth of who is responsible for the death of that child. Hater or bullies, I don't know. I know his so-called reporting has impacted my career. Um, and, he has no reason to attack Levi Page either, because Levi Page is not guilty of the things that he is accusing him of. He has made some very outrageous accusations against Levi Page, and it's all false. It's the same accusations he's made about me. I mean, this guy lies about everything. Thank you, Golden Mare. I appreciate that. But, you know, the thing I don't understand is that there are plenty of cases to report on out there about child trafficking, you name it. It's out there. True things. He doesn't need to go and write false accusations about people like me, Levi, Alex, Kim, and so forth. He can report on that stuff and he could do a better job of it. But instead, he is stuck on this channel, Levi's channel, Kim Picasio, and other people. He cannot let this go. I don't understand it. He has basically got himself thrown off a lot of social media because of this obsession. And, he is now over on BitChute. That's really the only place he is, plus his blog that he's got. Randy Erickson is doing 99% of everything over there. Homestead hasn't been seen in months doing anything other than, posing in front of a picture and putting up his book, but he doesn't say a word. Not a recorded word, not a live word, nothing recent. The last thing he posted over on BitChute was months ago. He doesn't, his own BitChute channel, he doesn't do anything with. Now, the blog, the last thing that was done on the blog was the 3rd of this month. On Tim Holmes's BitChute page, he has not posted anything on BitChute in his name since September 7th, 2020, over 2 years ago. See, we go to the High Command. And the last November 11th, 2021. And the only thing that goes on there is comments by people like Evil Destroyer and some other people. And that's it. And Evil Destroyer keeps using people's, he's impersonating other people. And the latest stuff he's using Alex Goddard's picture by the looks of it over there on BitChute. He can't even use his own icon. He has to use somebody else's. And so there you go. And anything, he'll put stuff on there that's political. That's fine. But he always manages to get me and other people in this narrative. And that's the part, he could sit there and brag about Donald Trump until the lights come home. I just want him to shut up about me. And, he can take the shit down, take it down. Dr. Oz. I don't watch Dr. Oz. That's probably why I didn't see it. Um, but I would like to know why they will not. Uh, I'd like to know why Denver will not use current DNA. I think that's ridiculous. Uh, I've seen that with other law enforcement, which for some reason um, will not use current technology. It's a disgrace actually, because they should use everything at their disposal to solve this case. There needs to be, this is something that's of high interest to the public, and they need to use every resource at their disposal to try and uh, solve this case. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens if maybe the recent publicity will get Denver off their ass to do something about this. Like I said, I'm going to be in Castle Rock, Colorado, um, in January, so I can stop. I can see if there's a way for me to get up to Denver and see if I can talk to people up there. I'll be up there for a solid week while this trial's going on. So I'll see what I can do in that regard. I can talk to the media relations people in the Denver court system and with law enforcement to see if I can figure out what the deal is. But that it's just that from what I've seen, um, they really botched the case. What's my case on Monograph? He does his own thing. Um, I see no problem with him. I think that Tim and Randy are giving Montagraph a bad rap. They're falsely accusing him of things, but Montagraph, he he does his own thing. Right now, I don't see anything I'm interested in on his channel. I haven't checked in with Monty in a long time, but I have nothing against Monty. Uh, he hasn't done anything to me, so he's just free to do his own thing. And that's that. It's kind of like a radio talk show here today. I would not make that. I'm not sure who Hater of Bullies is. I'm racking my brain trying to figure it out. But if it's Tim and Randy, then they're too much of a coward to come in under their own name. Um, nothing has surprised me at this point. Well, Monty is Monty. He does his own thing. Uh, he's funnier than hell sometimes. He's got a good following. And if you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. If you don't like Monty, stay off his channel and leave him alone. Yeah. Well, I agree, Golden Mare. They just completely botched the case. They falsely accused the mother. The mother was acquitted. The mother died before everything was cleared up, and the conspiracy theorists are all over that case, which is one reason it needs to be solved, is to stop all this conspiracy shit. He's not being investigated. He hasn't done anything to get investigated for. And just because somebody's under investigation doesn't necessarily mean that they're guilty of anything. It just means that somebody with a burr up their ass has made it so that they have to be investigated. But, that's the trouble. All these false accusations swirling around, it's going to start getting people in trouble. No, Levi Page is not Agent 19. I know who Agent 19 and it is not Levi Page. Uh, Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Because that's all they know. You know, they are They engage in plagiarism. They engage in uh, this gaslighting. Uh, I'm the only thing they got. They can't do anything on their own. You know, because this has happened before. I'll go over to these other channels, or people send me links, and it's uh, all my material, because that's all they got. They don't have anything. Well, the only thing I'd say, if Glow, if these people think that they have something on uh, Monograph, then by all means, call in. But be ready for the ramifications if they turn out to be harassing him, because it's not going to be pleasant. Hater or bullies, you're dead wrong. Uh, I know for a fact that Levi Page is not Agent 19. I know who he is and where he lives. He doesn't know him, but I found out. And there, there's an age difference. And yeah, if you want to believe that Agent 19 is Levi Page, then knock yourself out. I think it's ridiculous, but if that's where you want to go, then help yourself. Yeah, people can throw these accusations around, but nobody can come up with proof. Uh, I didn't know that there's only one person in the United States that owns a black cat. I mean, hater of bullies, if you knew me, you knew that I owned a black cat at one time. We used to call him Justice the Cat. He was um, can't think of the word, but we used him on my streams that I did back in the old days. Who the heck are those people? I don't know exactly. I think he's, you know, he, uh, he completed college, so he's old enough to complete college. 13 black cats. Holy cow. That's a lot of cats, you know. But yeah, I used to have a black cat, Justice the Cat, and it died. Somebody put a plate of poisoned meat on my front porch one day, and he ate it and died. Um, Never did find out who did. Well, Timmy does not work for the government, so yeah, anybody that believes that, yeah, they got shit for brains. Tam Tams, Wendy, by any chance? Who the hell are they? Um, Hater Bullies is supposed to be somebody from back, uh, probably from the um, Casey Anthony's days. Hmm. But I just, you know, well, we're 11 years apart, hater Bullies, because I just turned 71 a couple months ago. Yes, hater, I did. Levi, Page, Picasio, and I used to argue a lot. And again, it turned out that a lot of it was because of radio news. And I did make the mistake of defending Tim Holmseth in the beginning before I had all the information, and they misunderstood my motives. But once I got the case information from the courts and saw what kind of an idiot that Tim Holmseth was, uh, things changed quickly. But radio news was primarily the catalyst that kept us all arguing with each other. And once we figured that out and exposed radio for who she was, everything stopped. Good night, dog. Lisa Lake or South Coast? Hmm. Who the hell are these people? Not a names being thrown around here, and I've either forgotten all these people or I simply have forgotten them. Levi Page is young. He's 32. Well, he is 39 years younger than I am. Uh, and I guess if 32 is middle aged, then, you know, I don't see why it is so important for, you know, at 60 some years old, Randy Erickson's too old to be acting the way she does, and Tim Holseth at 50 plus is too old to be acting the way he does. Well, Tennessee Lights, there's, I guess middle age would be a halfway point between the expected license of birth and the expected life expenses. Expect, my pronunciation, I can't even do that. I'm considered a senior citizen at 71 years old. Well, Levi, I don't know. Yeah, I figured you were a little younger because you just graduated college. You're what, a year out of college now? But, I don't know what the big deal is with all this age business. Uh, in fact, I'm going to see something here. This has just got my curiosity. Okay, according to uh, a Google search, the period between early adulthood and old age, usually considered the years from 45 to 65. So, hater of bullies, I guess you're middle aged, uh, and Levi is not, because he certainly is not 7 years. Wow. Uh, man, time flies. Uh, but that means that, I'm considered elderly at 71. Damn, 37 years. That goes back to something that keeps getting asked to me all the time. Well, hater of bullies is off by 2 years. Uh, well, hater admitted she's 60 years old, and that would mean that, I'm, just keep trying to figure out who she is, because I think she's someone from back in the Casey Anthony day. Maybe um, and, Trenton Duckett, but I'm not sure. There's so, we're talking about stuff that happened 10, 12 years ago. And so it's hard, you know, I'm 71 years old. I did have info to report Golden Mare, but I ran into a situation because a lot of it's in uh, just the way this stuff is going to be presented. I don't want to do it tonight because I cannot do it on the uh, phone. It has to be done on the PC because there's a lot of material. So what I'm going to have to um, reschedule it for tomorrow night. Hopefully, I can get the situation resolved. Most of what I do requires my PC. It cannot be done on the uh, phone because the software is very restrictive in the mobile setting. Um, if I had used another method to live stream, such as the uh, other software that can use mobile, I might have been able to do it, but not right now. I'm going to find out what happened to the PC so I can get the stuff up there. Well, none of it is relevant. I don't know why Hater of Bullies is asking these questions. Uh, but I will announce tomorrow, Golden Mare. It's probably going to be at 9 o'clock again. Uh, because I'm going to spend all damn day and part of tonight when I log off to find out just what the hell happened. Matter of fact, I don't even know how I'm going to pull off the air tonight because you know when the software shut down, it didn't take me off the air. So I don't know what's going on with this thing. Uh, I, I was hoping I can get this stuff straightened out for when I go up to Colorado. Because if I can't get the software straightened out, I'm going to have to come up with something else. And I probably will have it set up tomorrow so that people can call in. I can't have people call in on the mobile. It doesn't work. Once again, Hater or Bullies, Levi Page is not Agent 19. I don't know why you believe that. I personally know who Agent 19 is. Agent 19 doesn't even know that I know who he is. Yeah. Uh, well, it's funny. I came in YouTube uh, on my uh, PC so I can read the chat easier and to make sure that I was broadcasting. What I'm going to have to do, I'll probably have to shut the phone off because this has happened once before. Tim Picazio was attorney for Defango. Oh, well, stuff happens. Hater of Bullies, I wish you'd write me a private message or something. I'm curious about who you are. I will not post who you are to anyone. I've never done that and I never will. I'm just curious as to who the heck you are. I am completely lost. Golden Mare, I believe that individual lived in Florida, and there was, uh, uh, I think there was a discussion about what happened there. But, lawyers get fired all the time. I mean, the lawyers for Rittenhouse, the original lawyers, got fired by Rittenhouse. Um, so, well, I guess we're not gonna, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Hey, you're just. Am I still on? Yeah, testing, testing. Yeah, there we go. This thing keeps. I think I got a bad cable on my phone. What's going on here? I don't know what all this matters about who's lawyer for who and who got fired and who didn't get. What hater of bullies? What is the big deal here? Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on with this microphone. Um, I don't know why this is uh, of importance. Stephen Scott Biz. REPD against Kim research. Yeah, this is the hell of it. I'm going to put. That is my email address. So uh, feel free to write me. If if you can't tell me who you are, give me some clue as to how we knew each other. Because I've hit a stone wall trying to figure out who you are. And I'm not sure of who Mert Defender is, although by telling me some of the things you did, I have an idea of who that person is. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just, you know, there's a lot of things that happened prior to 2016 that I have forgotten about. You know, I got a lot of things going on, and I have a tendency to forget things that happened yesterday. You know, I'm an old fart that 71 years old. We start to things start to fall apart. So I guess I'm falling apart. I'm the old gray mare here tonight. Do you find out? I'm beginning to rethink about who people are here. Who the hell is Steven Scott? I should have had a. All right, I'm probably going to be off here in about 5 minutes because I got to start working on the software. Well, lawyers get fired all the time. What's the big deal here? You know, I know one thing: you don't like Kim Picasio. That's clear. So that's your that's your prerogative. So if you don't like her, you don't like her. That's the way it goes. I didn't like Kim for a long time, but finally we worked our differences out. I'm trying to figure out who Gabe is. Um, would somebody out there fill me in on who Gabe is? Because I think I know who Cappy is, but I don't know who Gabe is. That's not ringing a bell. Well, if you miss the show, Golden, it'll be it records. So. Well, Glow, Scott Biss named me in that lawsuit, which he lost. Timothy sued both me and Kim Picasio using a straw man defendant in Virginia because Biss can't practice in the state of Florida. Gabe, well, why would Kim Picasio have any association with Gabe Hoffman? If he's in California, she can't even practice in California. So I'm not understanding how the two of them come together. I think I've heard of that production. Uh, and they're, I don't know in what capacity Kim Picasio would be representing Gabe Huffman or Gabe Huffman. She would have to explain that one because I have no idea about that. So, to answer your question, Hater, I don't have any opinion of Gabe Huffman. I would have to see the production to see what I think of him. I will research the an open secret and watch it and see where he comes down on all this stuff. If he's doing an honest job with his documentary, then I have nothing against him. Oh, he does. Uh, didn't realize that. But again, why would Kim Picasio be his attorney? What kind of a case would there be? She is very specialized in her practice, and I I would just I would be curious to know. You know, okay, okay, Levi. Well, that's one negative because very perfectly honest, I don't know anything about this guy. Well, you know, Glow, I don't know the guy. Uh, and so I'll have to research to see where I fall on that. I think this guy tried to follow me once. I just brought up his Twitter account. Um, Hedge fund manager, owner, and producer of the documentary film An Open Secret. So he's from Palm Beach County. That's north of Broward County. Or Brevard County. I'll have to check into that. Yeah, somebody suggested I use Zoom. I don't know how that would work with YouTube. But yeah, this is just something that hit out of the blue with this live stream tonight. I was all set to go on the air and it won't recognize my mic. Who the hell is Thomas Schoenberger? Well, fine, Gabe fired her. I mean, people, lawyers get fired all the time. It happens. But, Hater, you've got a specific bias against Kim Bacasio. That's obvious. And, you're right. If you don't like Kim, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Me and Kim get along fine. So, you know, whatever issue or opinions you got of Kim Bacasio, that's your business. I'm a little surprised that she would represent, I don't know what kind of a case there is because it would fall outside of what I know about her law practice. She is a specific area of law practice. But, it's clear that Hater of Bullies doesn't like Levi, doesn't like Kim. I don't know what she feels about me, but it feels like she doesn't like me either. Hmm. Oh well. The legal profession is a funny business. Well, lawyers don't work for free, Hater. Uh, they usually ask for a retainer up front before they even take a case off. But again, you know, you got to burr up your ass over Kim, and that's clearly obvious. I don't know what the obsession is, but you know, if you want to rant on about it, then go for it. I think it's stupid myself. I can't think. Yeah, lawyers get retainers up front, except in rare instances. So, but she's in good standing with the bar association, so there's nothing there. Why are you repeating yourself? Peter, you made your point about 30 times now, and you just keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, is that all you're capable of? And gee whiz. Got a really strange trolls on tonight. Well, I guess somebody ran out of patience with Hater of Bullets. Yeah, yeah, it's just, it's kind of my night got shot to hell, so I went ahead, and kind of tolerating this nonsense. I just don't get it as to why there is this obsession with whether or not people get fired from their job. I mean, lawyers get fired all the time. So what the issue is? I don't know. Okay, let me. Do you feel privileged? Well, I went over all that. So. Well, Jolly, yeah, don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, if Kim wants to comment on that, she's more than happy, more than welcome to do that. She's not even on here tonight. Uh, I leave it in your wrench's hands whether or not you block these trolls. I mean, it's your chat, and if these people bother you, then wrench them because I'm here for you. I'm not you know, it's your chat, it's your channel to do with as you want. Um, so, well, you're right, Levi. If there's a client attorney privilege, then a lot of this information is not going to be out there unless somebody says something. And, just to off the top of your head say somebody got fired uh, doesn't really mean anything. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll never know. Oh, I picked up another thumbs down. I wonder who that was. Or how long that's even been there. So we're running 11 to 3 tonight. So thanks for all the positives. But, but I'll tell you what, folks, I'm going to shut down. I'm going to play around with the software, the StreamYard software, and see if I can figure out why this thing acted up tonight. I really wanted to get that presentation up, but couldn't do it. And so now I got to go through the software and figure out just what the heck happened. Please like, subscribe, hit the share button, and also hit notification so that you know when I come on here and make a complete fool of myself on the show. At least it'll give you guys the troll some shits and giggles, I guess. So with that, this is William K. Murtathon. I am going to try and log off. And to all of you out there, have a good one. Boom.